I've done it. So, yay. So that didn't take too long. But yeah, let me restart. And let me restart. I'm going to kind of restart a few times. I don't know when I'm going to have to die for this to kind of take effect. It would be kind of annoying if I have to do that. Okay, I'm going to die and restart a few times and see whether the name of the screen comes up. These are a few real unnecessary kind of deaths, unfortunately. The name of the screen did come up before. Let me just try and actually do the flipping double diamond again. Then while I'm doing this, to give me actually something to do. Here we go. Finally, the name of the screen's appeared. So this is my screen. Musto's Mnemonotechny, or I think that's how you pronounce that. So, thank you, Liam, for giving me my own screen in the game. I like to think of this as being a reference to, well, the second word there is kind of linked to mnemonic, which is kind of a device used with good memory. We've seen enough of the thing anyway, so I'll progress on while we progress on with the game while I talk about it. Yeah, it's kind of that was absolutely dreadful. I must say the only bad thing about obviously this is that I have to keep coming out of this room every time. But frankly, with them being no wood safe here anyway, I'd have had to have done that anyway. But yeah, it's the mnemonic devices are used to help people with good memories, and I do have a very good short-term memory. I think I also have a very good, very long-term memory as well. But from a short-term memory point of view, so I think that's what that kind of joke is kind of in reference to. But I do not really use mnemonics all that much in doing so. I just seem to have almost a freakishly good memory for just random nonsense, basically. And it's kind of an in-joke to during I like to think of it as well. I like to think of it as being a reference to an in-joke reference to my I Want to Get Cultured Let's Play, where I came across what was a double diamond. The spikes actually changed position, so it was no longer a double diamond. But at the time, I was like, oh well, that's an impossible jump. Thank God they moved or whatnot. But yeah, I'd completely failed to remember that I had got through lots of double diamonds before, notably in my Camellia 2 Let's Play in the droppy screen. So yeah, I was just being a bit of a complete idiot. So I think that's what that's what I like to think that reference is all about anyway. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much, Liam, for having a reference to me in the game. This is a very interesting little section. You can kind of see these podoboo enemies coming up from the lava. You can obviously also see these blocks, and you move them with the mouse, as you can kind of hopefully see. You left click on them to move them. Do not move them over the kid, by the way, or he will die. And I'm kind of obviously trying to move them. You right click to deselect them, and I'm obviously trying to. I've screwed this up. Ah dear. Ideally you want to have them kind of high on screen, obviously, because the height at which these apologies, my mouse is probably going to be on screen for quite a bit now, but yeah, anyway, you obviously the higher up you can get them, the better, because obviously the podoboos are coming out of the lava, and the more time you have to. Let me put a block a bit further over so I'm not banging my head on that tree. Yeah, the higher up you can get them, obviously, the more time you've got to react to the fact that they are there. So yeah, if I'd been low down there, then the chances of me having dodged that one or dodging that podoboo would have been minimal to zero. Let's not say zero as the first reference, but yeah, minimal to zero. There is a point, obviously, where you saw that blue one come spiraling in. That was terrific. When that happens, and I'd like to think I have an idea of roughly when it's going to happen. I was kind of slowing down at the point where it did happen, because I kind of knew it was roughly around that point, although obviously I went slightly too far. You need to use the blocks to kill it. So hopefully when I can get back there, I'll demonstrate what that's all about. What? Getting stuck on the stump, not the stump, sorry, the stump is at the base of the tree. The branch of a tree, but yeah. I will. Yeah, when we get back there, I'll explain what that's all about. But yeah, this is a really nice section actually, and yeah, it just feels peaceful. and whatnot. Obviously, this bit is made a little bit more difficult by the foliage and the leaves on the trees kind of obscuring vision. Obviously, as you can see here, it does go translucent. I'm going to go a bit over to the right here and try and fake out a few more like that. So now I can safely put this block to the other side of the tree. So for instance, if I put the block down here, I can't quite see it. So I'd like to be able to put the block down into a position where I can see it. Yeah, then you can obviously see, yeah, it does go translucent when you jump high enough up. Above the branches, but yeah. So here's what I want to kind of do. I want to kind of put a block down and then stop and then pick up the other block and use that to kill the podoboo. But I don't know if I've put it far enough over. I don't think I have. So I'm actually going to go off this block, shove it a bit more to the right, put it down, go on the left-hand side of the block, and now pick this one up and go to the right and hopefully trigger it out and kill it with the other block, but unfortunately I stepped off the edge of the block. Ah dear, that is the main annoyance, or the main difficulty anyway. Calling it an annoyance seems quite frankly a bit over the top, but I guess it does qualify. But yeah, once you've got past that, for the rest of it, all you really need to do is just kind of be careful, not get too greedy, really. Yes, put the blocks up at the top of the screen. Don't go too far to the right at any one time, and just take your time, and you should be fine. I didn't really feel like I was being too greedy there, but I still got caught out. You do need to be careful. I will say that. Don't rush through this section. Yeah, it's not too terribly bad, other than the blue one, which obviously does, or the ghost one, however you want to think about it, when that one does circle round. Again, I'm going to do a long jump over there and trigger that one out, so now I should be safe here. I don't want to have to deal with going behind the tree and dealing with a podoboo coming out of the lava as well. So, right. That's not in a very good position there, because I really can't see the block all that well. I'm a bit nervous now. Right, I assume that one of them is not going to... Right, let's see whether that's far enough. I don't think it is, so let me reset that. Put it a tad further over. Hop on that one. And let's try that again, and hopefully let's not try to walk off the edge of the block this time. Let me jump up and see where I am. I'm pretty near the damn edge of the block there. I don't think that's still good enough. So let me do that again and put it further over. Right. This is all a little bit of a... might think a bit unnecessary, this bit, in terms of going slow, but I'm still not far enough over. I'm just trying to be very, very cautious here about where where it's going to trigger. Obviously, the higher up I can be as well, I've done it again, where I've stepped off the edge of the block. So, as you can kind of see, there is what looks like a big branch in the background. So, like one of these kind of areas that I'm kind of jumping over now. That's roughly where the thing is, and that's where I'm trying to position the damn block. But obviously, I'm just not quite. I'm putting it probably 1 pixel not far enough over to the right where I need to be, and that's kind of annoying because I do know roughly where I need to put it, but obviously at the moment I keep screwing up. Yeah, the rest of it, frankly, is not really much of a hassle whatsoever. So yeah, the sooner I can get that down, the better. The other thing that you just need to be careful of, because now I'm at the point of time where I've kind of said much of what I want to say about all this, and I kind of feel like I'm rushing. Don't just whiz the block along and put it over the kid's where the kid is. It will kill him. That's really annoying. Camouflaged a little by the tree, but frankly, I still shouldn't have died to that. But you see, even when you're really high up, you can still. It's very easy to still get caught out by the damn things. That's too high for me to step on, which is no good at all. Yeah, I've kind of said all I really probably want to say about this section. So yeah, the tendency is, once you know what you're doing. I mean, I obviously knew what I was doing well before I even attempted this 5 or 6 times, or however many I've done it, or got to in terms of getting to the blue podoboo area. Yeah, the tendency is to just rush and just kind of click the block and just you know, zoom around with it. But yeah, do be careful, not like I'm doing here. I'm arcing it down, you know, below the kid, well out of his range, just to make sure that I'm nowhere near, you know, hitting the kid with it. Right, okay. And again, yeah, arc it round. Obviously, you could do it, arc it over. It doesn't really make much difference. But yeah, don't just go. That was really flipping close. Don't just, yeah, go dead straight and do it. Right, okay, so the block is at the edge. Let's go a bit higher as well. I nearly did that there, you know, by the way. That, I think, is too far over. Let's put it down. Right, that should definitely... Oh, I can see everything as well if I put it that high as well. It's still not far enough over. Are you joking? Okay, so let's put the block further over. That doesn't really look much further over, so let's put it there. Right, if that doesn't do it, I don't quite know what's going on. It's still not far enough over. Okay, fine, I'm going to jump and do it. So there we go. I've killed the thing. Yay. Right, let's not jump off the screen. I'm going to put that block just a little bit lower as well. I'm being kind of paranoid now. But what I really do not want to do is get hit to one of the red ones. I've put this kind of block in an awkward position where I put it behind a tree or the branch so I couldn't see the damn thing anymore. But yeah, we're really close to the edge, and I'm very nervous that there don't seem to be any more coming out of the lava. That is slightly disconcerting. Don't get lulled into a false sense of security here. They will still rise above the back platform. I think I'm okay now. I'm going to move the mouse out of the way just in case anything happened there. And yeah, don't think that when you get over the save or over the platform that you will be absolutely safe, as you saw that last podoboo, and it was a big one as well, and it rose really high. Could still come up and completely ruin your day. So yeah. Whew, that took a little bit longer than I'd ideally hoped, but and yeah, that's probably enough for now. So yeah, good video. I've got to show off my little room. So it is a little room just with a double diamond in, but yeah, I can't thank Liam enough for actually having a reference to me in the game. So thank you. Okay, so before we go on, I have to just point this out because I completely failed to mention it during regular Let's Play. And given how hard it is to spot, it's perhaps not too unsurprising why, but nevertheless, I did know about this, so yeah, that's a complete failure on my part. The red ring that hopefully you can see holds some text, which is in Hebrew, and it blends almost perfectly in with the background, so much so that I didn't even know it was there until Liam pointed it out to me. Now, the text here does indeed relate, it's a clue, to an iBlock on path 3. It's the one in the trippy tree area where I needed to get the red ball and then go off the top of the screen. But yeah, I didn't actually even know it was there, and then even when Liam pointed it out, I could make out maybe some of the letters. So there's a gamma at the very right-hand edge, but I could not quite make out much of the rest of it. So I asked if he could provide me with the text, which he nicely did. And I don't read or write Hebrew. And so I stuck it in a translation program, at least tried to figure out what it said. I could make out the word high, or as a first word, but other words, I couldn't get the whole thing. I got at some point trees, and then abundance got spat out, and I couldn't quite make out what on earth it said. So eventually I conceded defeat. Apparently, I think anyway, it says high above the trees, and of course that is a perfect clue for the iBlock I just described, where you need to get the red ball and go off the screen high above the trees. So yeah, anyway, I just thought I would point that out, given my complete failure to mention it during the regular Let's Play, and apologies for that. Last time we just completed the lava pit, and we're going to progress on with the next part of the level. Now, ideally, you'd think you want to go this way. Well, all right, I'll demonstrate it. I'll demonstrate it here. It's very difficult to see at the moment. Hopefully you heard that noise. It's very difficult to see what's going on at the moment, though. I'll tell you now, I'm stuck by a block and I can't move. In fact, I'm stuck by multiple blocks and I can't move. So yeah, you don't want to go that way. What you want to do is remember that once you've died, or once you've had to restart, if you don't do this first go, that a pot of boo's going to come out again. Terrific. You want to go this way instead. through the floor. There's another podoboo trigger here, which I'm not exactly 100% sure where it is. Thank you. Right on cue. Now that will do nicely. And yeah, that's how you get by that section. Now, I'll obviously try and demonstrate a nice little annoying block there to completely ruin your jump over that spike. Yeah, I got high enough now, so yeah, I'm jumping high enough over the tree, so you can obviously see where that safe spot is. So there, safe spot is if you look at the trunk of the tree. To the, just to the right of the safe. You can obviously see there was a safe spot there, but yeah, there were some blocks in there that stopped me doing anything once I got there. So yeah, you'd think that's where you want to go, but no. And before I go over to the right-hand side of the screen as well, we're going to need to do something first. Well, I don't technically need to do it because I know the solution, but you'll want to do something. You want to go into this screen first. You would have noticed up in that tree there was a warp, and that takes you to another cryptogram. So again, I'm not going to beat too much around the bush about how to solve this. Let me bring up my trusted notepad again, and we can see here the code. Well, let me read. Well, I'm not going to read out the code because it's gibberish, but you can see the clue there at the top there, which says XXVI divided by II, and that's the Roman numerals, obviously. 26 divided by 2, which is 13. F goes to S. Now, there are 26 letters in the alphabet, and if you think that they can be divided into the first half of the alphabet and the second half, you've got the first 13 letters and the second 13 letters. And lo and behold, if we look at the setup I've got there on the notepad, F is the 6th letter out of the alphabet, and S is the 19th letter of the alphabet, so it's the 6th one of the second half of the alphabet. So basically that's what's going on here. Again, generally, even if you couldn't figure all that out or whatnot, then again, from a cryptogram, the best thing to do, well, given that you know F is S, I'm not going to bother going through and doing all that, but since you're told that any time an F appears, an S, it's actually an S, that would be the very first thing to do. So here, for instance, I'd want to say that's an S, and these two are S's. Beyond that, again, you're looking for general words like and the and these kind of things, and actually both do actually appear in this one anyway. But I'm not going to do I'm not going to kind of do those ones separately. I'm just going to work it through, and I'll do one word just to kind of walk it through, and then after that I won't kind of do the whole thing. But you can see the way I've kind of divided it. Hopefully it's easy enough to understand. So J here is the 10th letter. W is the 23rd. It's the one directly below it. So that is W. Similarly, the thing works backwards, so obviously here we've got N. If we tried adding 13 to 14, we get 27, which is beyond the 26 letters of the alphabet. Well, obviously you could think of it as a repeating cycle, so A through to Z and then A through to Z again, in which case A would be the 27th. Yeah, if we minus it, we obviously go the other way, and we get the first letter of the alphabet, which is A. So here we have V, look directly there, and it's I. And here we have G, and directly below that is T. So I'm not going to kind of slow walk through the rest of it. This is what the code says. If I haven't spelt anything wrong. Wait until the last 5 seconds and press N. Now it's very unclear. Let me get rid of this. Now. So you wait until the last 5 seconds and press N. It can be very unclear what that means, but since I forgot about that little troll. Thank you, Liam. Why could the teleporter not put you at the after this bit? That seems like a really unnecessary troll there, really. And for other reasons as well, which I'm going to describe. Hopefully, if I can get. Well, I died there anyway, but. When I died on the way on that thing coming down. But yeah, I was kind of in a hurry there, and well, I'll explain why when I get over there. So let's trigger this thing out. Hopefully, I've got to do this actually. I didn't appreciate what I'm going to have to do actually just to get into the next room with no wuss save around anywhere. It's kind of annoying. Not really the kind of jump I want to have to do. Obviously not as bad as a double diamond, but still. For the last thing, and yeah, there would be a wuss save around here-ish somewhere. I don't know exactly where, forgive me. But yeah, certainly having got through that bit, there would be a wuss save around there, and I've got to do this all over again. And I think there goes my window of opportunity as well. I don't want to spoil too much till we actually get to the screen, but yeah. I'm kind of Okay. Look beyond the fourth wall. I didn't know that had been kept in. It said something different before. It definitely said something different before. I wasn't aware that there was anything there actually, and that it had been kept in. So, okay. And we're through. Yay. And that takes us to this really bizarre screen. Now, the wait until the last 5 seconds N code, which is very unclear and very unintuitive, is actually it's very clever. It's actually timed to your system clock. So I need to wait until the last 5 seconds of the minute of my system clock and then press N. Now, I don't need to go to my system clock because I thought I'd be rather clever, and I set the recording off, at least the on my on the audio or whatever on this, at the time when synced up to my system clock. So it's approaching 50 seconds now. So in about 5 seconds time, or 3 seconds time now, whatever, I'm going to press N, and hopefully everything's going to work out all fine. Yay! So yeah, I was somewhat clever there in syncing up the audio of this recording to that, so I didn't have to bother looking at the system clock. But yeah, anyway, if you haven't got anything like that set up, or a stopwatch or whatever, yeah, have a look at your system clock. Figure out when it's at the 55 seconds to 60 seconds or 00 seconds mark, and then press N. That's how you get by that. And yeah, I might just refresh the recording there, and we'll be back for, if that little skeleton is anything to go by. It's how I'm going to feel about this section.